My name is Ropo Tusin. Thank you for joining us today. This is a Power Wealth video, and we really believe that what we have to talk to you about today will be a blessing. Please don't bother yourself with some little noise you're going to hear at the background. This is an office environment. Today we are going to be talking on best advice for small business owners. So really, today is our best advice for small business owners. This is not all the advice we have to give to you, but I believe that if you start here, you will be able to build on it, even do far better than we are giving to you right now. Hey, let's get started. Best advice for business owners. So we are talking to people who have small businesses. In American context, small businesses almost like up to $10 million or whereabout. But let's just make it easy for maybe people who have businesses that are even less than $100,000 or $250,000. And this is where we start. Number one, don't ever forget you are small. That is very important. There's nothing as damaging as when you overrate yourself. You overestimate yourself. So if you are a business owner, a small business owner, don't ever forget you are small. And you know, small businesses are in categories. There are some people who have $10,000 business, they are small. $100,000, they are small. Even $1 million, they are small. Even $10 million, they are still categorized as small. So don't forget you are small, and please always know how small you are. This is very important because that will allow you to know what you can do, what you cannot do. If you know yourself more than any other person, and that's because a lot of things will come at you. There are a lot of things you may want to do, but you know, it's just like before you carry and lift anything, you have to know if you have the power to lift it. So you do not forget you are small, and that will allow you to be able to know what you can handle and what you cannot handle. So number two, plan your growth. You can start small. You do not have to remain small. It's very good to start small, but hey, don't remain small. So you plan your growth. This is very important because when you make plans for your growth, when things are brought to your table, there are suggestions, there are things that are attractive that comes to you. Because you plan your growth, you are going to say no to what you did not plan for. You are going to say yes to those things you plan for. But when you didn't make any plan, if you have not made any plan, everything looks good, everything works. If you never plan for the food you are going to eat, do you know every food will be attractive and you will want to eat everything? That's the same thing when you don't plan your growth. But once you plan your growth, you know what you have planned for and you go for it. You know what you did not plan for and you say, hey, I'm not going this direction. Plan your growth. Number three, be consistent. Be consistent. Let me make it simple for you what consistency really means. I have a friend who runs a business. Today, he gets there by 8, tomorrow 9, next tomorrow, he doesn't even show up at all. Consistency means once you say, I open by 8 and close by 5, you are there 15 minutes before 8, and you don't leave until, or even close to your door, until 5 p.m. That means somebody can still walk in a minute to 5. That means you are consistent. You can't just come when you feel like coming. You can't leave when you feel like leaving. That becomes inconsistent. People don't want to get to your door. Today is open, tomorrow is closed. That means you are not consistent. Before you move further, are you ready to be consistent as a small business owner? One of the things that close down businesses quickly is the fact that people are not consistent. They don't do what they say, they don't say what they do. You tell somebody, come back tomorrow, your product will be ready, your material will be ready. When they come back tomorrow, don't let them be disappointed. If you know there are going to be issues, or maybe unforeseen circumstances do come up, call them before they set out. Be the one to initiate the call. Be the one to make a move to say, hey, I told you it's going to be ready by 2. It's not going to be ready by 2, but until 4 p.m. When you do that, they'll be happy rather than when they get to you. Then you are telling them, well, you are telling stories. Stories are not acceptable. You must be consistent. You tell somebody, you know what, just come around. In 30 minutes, it will be ready. Then they get there, 2 hours. They are still waiting. Yes, I know you may have good excuses, but the good excuses are not always good when it affects your business. So I tell you, always be consistent. Know what you can do, know what you cannot do, and be consistent at what you promise your customers, your clients to do. And be consistent that once you have started, you are not going to quit. Having said that, consistency means that when it comes true, when it doesn't come true, you are still there. Businesses are not going to blossom, they are not going to prosper in one day. When you don't make sales, you are still there. When you make sales, you are still there. In good times, you are there. During pandemic, you are there. When there's no pandemic, you are there. You don't just close down or shut down or disappoint at every excuse. You must be consistent, doing the same thing, no matter what happens. Being there no matter the situation. People can count on you. People can depend on you. People will know you are going to be there for them no matter what. Number 4, get a job until you can pay yourself. Very important. I've seen a lot of people putting so much burden on their small businesses, and the businesses do collapse. You must get a job when you know you don't have enough to pay your personal bills. Your business will never rise up if you put so much burden on it. Look at it this way. You have a little boy that needs to be carried. Then you put baggages, you put luggages on the head of that little boy. Remember, you still need to carry this little boy. What happens? It's going to fall down. It's going to start crying. There are some small businesses that are crying now. Some small businesses that are crumbled simply because you did not have income from somewhere else. So as you are making sales, you are paying your rent, you are paying your mortgage. As you are making sales, you are paying for your car note. That business will not be able to stand. Get a job until you can pay yourself. Don't just be a big woman, a big man. Don't just be that blown up entrepreneur when you don't have income to justify from that business. Get a job until you can pay yourself. Hey, nobody really cares as much as you think they care. They only care when you are successful. So guess what? You are only successful when your business can succeed. And if you need to get a job to complement your small business, please do that so that you can save your resources. You do not waste your resources. At the end of the day, when the business collapses, you are going to waste all the money you have put into it. But wisdom says, get a job to supplement until you can pay yourself. Number 5. Well, let me go over it again. Don't forget you are small. Plan your growth. Be consistent. Get a job until you can pay yourself. Number 5. Get needed skill. Even though you are a small business, you will need some skill. Do you need accounting skill to run this business? Get the accounting skill that is required. Whatever business you are in, whatever service you are offering, there's always an upgrade. There's always a ladder to climb. You can always get better. You can always get better and get better. Do you need continuing education? Do you need to attend conferences? Whatever you need to do personally to get better. Even sometimes you just need people to serve, to work with you. Always make sure they have the right skill. Get the needed skill. Don't be stale. Don't be stagnant. Make sure you are ahead of your game. Make sure that you are able to offer better and best at all times. Don't stay at the same level. And the only way to do this is by getting the skill you needed. Something is always happening. Something new is always coming up. Don't be the last to know in your business. Be the first to know. Be the first to initiate and tell your customers, hey, I have something else to offer you. I can do better than I did the last time. Let people come to your businesses. Let them say, wow, the last time I came here, you have really improved. So if you start to do that as a small business owner, you see your business growing from leap to bounds. Also, number 6, don't be cent wise and dollar foolish. You know, they used to say don't be penny wise and pound foolish. But hey, we are in America, so let's put it the other way. Don't be cent wise and dollar foolish. All we are simply telling you is don't try to save money at the expense of quality. This is something that kills a lot of small business owners because of this desire to save money, because they do not have access to a lot of money. So the tendency is there to always get the cheap stuff, to always get things that will not last, to always get things that are not adequate for your business. So what we do is we think about saving money right now, but at the end of the day, what you are paying for does not meet your need. What you are paying for does not get you to where you are going. So guess what? You are wasting resources and you keep going back and going back to get something that will meet your need. This way, you become cent wise and pound foolish. Don't forget that anytime you are underperforming, sometimes it can be because you are trying to save money. It can be because you are trying to save money. You don't want to save money and lose sales. You don't want to save money and lose your customers and lose your client. So don't be cent wise and dollar foolish. You have to know where the money is going and where the money is going to come from. Why saving money and not making sales? If you can spend more money and make sales, you have to weigh the dollar, weigh what is going out to what is coming in. If you are trying to save what is going out and you don't have anything coming in, it's useless. Why don't you look at it? Well, if $1 is going to go out, as long as $3 is going to come in, it's okay. But you say 50 cents is going to go out and nothing comes in. That to me is being dollar foolish and cent wise. Number 7, get the needed resources. Resources are all over the place. Do you need an app? Whatever you need that will help your small business to grow, get the needed resources. In other words, you have to keep on finding out. You have to keep on discovering. You have to keep on getting information of resources that will make your business get better. Every day, something new is always coming up. There's always a release. There's always an upgrade of something that can make business people better, especially small businesses. Also, number 8, don't be sentimental. Being sentimental is when you put your feelings before your business. I tell you, this is a hard one. Sometimes you have to put your feelings aside and put your business first. For example, your brother wants to work for you, but you know your brother don't have the right skill to work for you. Yes, your brother needs a job, but because he doesn't have the right skill to work for you, you don't want to hire your brother. Otherwise, you become sentimental. You're going to hire your brother, your business is going to be stagnant. You don't want to be sentimental. Sometimes you have to let your wife know you don't fit into this business. Sometimes you have to let your children know, I don't think I can accommodate you in this business because you don't have the right skill. Guess what? That should not be your fault. You should not be the one to carry the load of inadequacy of another person. You can give them counsel to get the skill that is required, to go get the training that is needed so that they can fit into what you are doing. But don't step down your quality. Don't bring down your business because you want to make somebody else happy. The way I would define sentimental is trying to make somebody else happy while you go home and you are unhappy. When you are trying to make somebody feel good about you, but you go back and feel very bad about yourself, it means you are being sentimental. And most small businesses fall victim of this. because everybody think, well, the buck stop on your table. You call the shot. You can do it if you want to do it. After all, you are the boss here. You know, you are the ultimate decision maker here. Yes, that may be, but you are still there because the business is still standing. You have to know ultimately, if you take decisions that bring the business down, nobody cares about you again. So don't be sentimental. Also, number 9, pay yourself. Pay yourself as soon as you know you can afford it. Even if you can afford little, pay yourself little. But you must start to pay yourself. You know what that will do for you? If you start to pay yourself, you will encourage yourself. And let's face it, don't you need you need some stimulus, let me call it that way. You need something yourself. The reason you are in business is because you need money, because you want to make yourself happy. So it's good if you can begin to pay yourself as soon as you have money to pay yourself. I tell you this, sometimes you begin to hire people, you are hiring people, you are paying them so much. And guess what? You go back home, lamenting about your bills, your family. They are happy with you because this time you are supposed to spend with your family, you are spending it running your business. And your business and your family don't have anything to show for it. So guess what? The emotional support, the family support you need will not be there, because nobody will support what is not bringing any fruit home. Nobody is going to support you when you are not productive. So by paying yourself, one, you make yourself happy. Even people who are supporting you are going to be encouraged. And guess what? As soon as you start paying yourself, your business starts to grow, because you are the best employee you can have. Every other good employee, they are going to come after you. I know some people are going to be more skillful than you. Some people are going to be more brilliant than you, but your heart and your commitment, no other person can have it in your organization. That's why as soon as you start to pay yourself, you're going to see your business growing and growing and growing. And lastly, don't overhire. As soon as business start coming in, this is very common with small business owners. They are looking at getting more help, getting somebody else to come in. How about you? Do you think you are maxed up? Have you maximized your own potential? Do you think you are putting your all? Especially some people are hiring when they are still working for other people. Instead of hiring some other person, why don't you bring in yourself fully into the business? So don't over hire people. Don't hire people when you have not hired yourself. In other words, plunge yourself into it, put your all into it before you begin to bring other people into it. Having said that, a condition where you hire someone is when you feel if you hire somebody for $12.50, you are better off than you coming in if you are making $30 elsewhere. Let me say that again. If you are making $30 working elsewhere, but you can hire someone to come and make $12.50 for you, maybe that may be worth it. But also don't forget that even when you are going to do that, you have to think about, am I reducing quality for that? Am I making sure that by coming in, I'm not going to be able to make $30 that I'm making elsewhere? Am I sure that my productivity will not be more than that of the $12.50 that I'm going to pay out? Hey, let me run over everything again. Don't forget you are small. Plan your growth. Be consistent. Get a job until you can pay yourself. Get the needed skill. Don't be cent-wise and dollar foolish. Get needed resources. Don't be sentimental. Pay yourself. Don't overhire. Thank you for watching our video. This is Power Wealth. Remember, this is best advice for small business owners. We'll see you in our next video again. God bless you.